Hi, Assalamualaikum everybody. I would like to introduce our team. We are group number 8. We are going to present our group assignment, which is a personality of a project manager in a construction industry. Before that, we would like to introduce ourselves. Start with me. My name is Kaslizawati binti Kasim and better known as Kas. Guys,
Assalamualaikum and hi everybody. I am Ni'amnata Afizan binti Nikmai. You can address me as Ami.
Assalamualaikum and good evening. I'm Nadia binti Abdul Rashid and you can call me Nadia.
And Assalamualaikum and good evening. Me Faris Nabi Mazlan. You call me Faris.
right, we will share our presentations shortly. I hand the floor to Faris.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. We are student of Center of Study FSPU UiTM for Master of Science Integrated Construction Project Management. So today our presentation is about personality of project manager in the construction industry. Before we proceed further, we like to go to table of content. Next. Okay, first we're going to go to introduction briefly on the roles and responsibility of project manager. And then the second item is traits, brief on the traits of project manager and how it's impact. And the third one is a case study. And the last one also the conclusion. So with that, we start with the introduction by Nick Aminatul.
So for the introductions, personality is unique combination of thought, feeling and behavior distinctly each person that define and determine the person pattern of interactions with their environments. Character is essentially for the organization and it's important for the personnel who is managing the words. Better imply to a person their compliance and culture is carried out their respective tasks. That's why it's important for a company or firms to observe the personnel employees' character during the interview so they can more confident to hire them. Identify and selecting the manager who match the needs of their firm is crucial to the survival and prosperity of the firms. In construction firms, personality and character are important except for human intellectual on how they deal with issues start from the pre-construction to reconstruction and post-construction in between the lower and higher management. So we need to move scope of study. It is have 4 points. First, case study focus the project manager position in construction company at Kuala Lumpur. Second, understanding the different personality of project manager which is required for the success of each project. Third is understanding the needs for strategy and personality in project manager position to control a project which is running toward its completion. And the last one is the personal traits which has been practiced by the project manager in running on-site organization in an orderly manner. So I will pass to my friends, Nadia.
In this slide, I will be explaining about two things. First is the roles and responsibilities of a project manager, and secondly is the personality traits of a project manager. Okay, so firstly, let's take a look at the roles and responsibilities. A project manager plays an important role in construction industry and also the economy of the country. Also, a good and experienced project manager who knows their responsibilities will determine the success of the project. What I can summarize from this slide is that project manager needs to ensure that all the work is done on time and within the given budget. They also need to ensure that the project is compliant with current building codes and other legal requirements. Without a detailed plan of action, the project will not be completed efficiently and leads to project delays and budgetary issues. Other than that, a project manager needs to implement risk management that includes identifying and responding to potential issues throughout the life of the project, such as internal risks like unrealistic scheduling commitments and poor planning design, while external risks that includes with unforeseen regulatory requirements and natural disasters such as storms or earthquakes. In addition, a project manager role is to create benchmarks of their project. Benchmarks are useful to measure project performance throughout the life of the project. This is because benchmarking is crucial for a project manager to be aware of the status and progress of the project at all times. Also, a project manager needs to continuously improve their knowledge and skills in terms of behavioral, technical, and contextual competence. A project manager should improve their personal knowledge management skills in order to help them develop and implement project management knowledge and skills for the construction project. Okay, next we go to the second topic, which is the personality traits of a project manager. Being a project manager requires a certain traits and good qualities that are useful to portray as an example to their employees. The first one is leadership. A good leader knows how to gain respect from other people with different positions and different organizations. Also, they know how to lead, motivate, and excite the team through their ideas. Next, a good project manager must be able to have a good communication skill. A good communicator able to convey their ideas, thoughts, and intents in ways that people can understand. The ability to communicate well is a good advantage because it could save them from tough situations such as negotiations of price or position people at different levels. If a project manager is not able to effectively communicate with staff, the project may have unclear objectives, inefficient allocation of resources, and poor quality of deliverables. Third, a project manager is good team builder who knows how to lead his team. A positive teamwork environment could help in creating and managing their objectives and values. Thus, a good teamwork determines the success of the group's performance. Fourth is integrity. Integrity means reliability. Good project managers can be trusted by everyone around them to keep their work and deliver on their obligations. In other words, a project manager is trustworthy and reliable to the company. It also means that their colleagues can trust them to keep commitments, meet deadlines, and follow up when required. Okay, and last but not least, a project manager is inspiring to the people they are working with. Inspires the subordinate to focus on challenges, goals in achieving results. This is because the key to a successful leadership is by influencing, not authority or by being bossy. Next slide. To my
So we can move to the impact of personality. The project management is become the focus of attention for organizations seeking to gain a competitive advantage in the relevant industry. So the impact have 8 points. So number one is very organized. When a project manager need to know when certain tasks begin and when they end, must know how to plan and manage schedule to delegate tasks so that everything falls perfect into place. Second, there is dealing with the unexpected. In other words, being flexible. Sometimes in construction, project manager will encounter the unexpected. In this could be number of things. The supplier corresponds is unable to deliver their order or terrible weather could damage the construction site, hence delaying the construction project being completed. The third one is mindful of health and safety. As a construction project manager, have to responsible to ensure all staff who work on a construction site have at least green CIDP card. The next one is highly motivated. This is really important as own motivations will become a higher influential factor to other members in the projects. Study has shown the project manager who has high level of motivations tend to lead to completion of successful project. The next one is brilliant networkers. It's really important for to invest some time is being able to form relationships Even if are introverts, the energy invested to going out to meet new people or strengthening relationship with current contact can serve us well. The next one is optimistic. Being optimistic construction project manager allowed to see the positive and opportunity for growth the face of adversity. Manager who show the opposite of optimistic give into challenge, even worse avoid challenge altogether. The second last is altruism. On the contrary, altruism for rule is never fake. It's a natural developer. If going to pretend to be altruistic will not work, employer will definitely know if pretending. The last one is ability to know things inside out. Besides being an excellent organized, great construction project manager actually know everything little details of the project inside out. They mean it's their impressive to know everything so they are able to make decision for the next step of the project if needs be. So I will be passed to my friends Kas.
Thank you, Ami. Hi again. So, I'm Kas, representing on the case study. We done our case study in a company named Trans Resources Corporation Berhad, or better known as TRC. This company is a construction company which is based in UK Perdana, Ampang, Selangor. This company has been incorporated in 1985 and been publicly listed. They are registered with IDB G7 and they are actually certified with ISO 9001, ISO 40001, ISO 40001. And they are having about 700 staff and more about 30 people, 30 of them is a project manager. And for our case study, we interview a panel, which is this panel named Tuan Haji Nurani Matno, which is we are both delightful to have him on board for our interview. Tuan Haji Nurani as a background in degree in civil engineering. He currently designated as the head corporate safety, health, environmental, and also a project director to a very high-profile project in Selangor. Former, he was a site agent, a project manager, and even a senior project manager. He have years of experience in construction company, particularly, and about 20 years in TRC alone. He have done so many projects, such as highways, educational institutions, hotels, security and prison, and so on. He's having passions on mentoring and coaching the rising project managers. Well, based on our interview with him, we can observe that he has some kind of personal skills that we love to be learned. One of it is he himself is technical knowledge and skills is wise. He has a good communication skills, have patience and patience. He really appreciates a continuous improvement and he also inspiring as well as a project manager should be. Well, throughout our interview with Tuan Haji Nurani, we've gone through our case study to understand few of the main traits as a project manager. First of all, we understand on the personality traits as a project manager, what kind of traits that we are looking for. For example, like a good personality, they should be wise, they should be likable, and the most important thing is they are a person who manage changes. They need to able to manage changes because in construction lines, the challenges keep coming and it's being dynamic. Next, skills and knowledge. As a project manager, they need to have skills and knowledge. Skills can be divided into two. One is hard skills, one is soft skills. Hard skills is actually technical knowledge that can be taught or be learned in a formal education. But in the soft skills, it need to be learned through observations and experience, also on exposures. It will include the interpersonal, communication skills, problem solvers, and leaderships, and so on. Next, we also talk about challenges. Project managers are not been avoided from challenges. Based on our case study, with our interview with Tuan Haji Nurani, we asked him about the challenges of project manager facing the pandemic COVID-19 on the new norms. And we also discussed about the latest technology. How does technology impact the project managers? Last but not least, we also discussed about the illness of our project managers. It's not a really illness, it's actually a sociological illness, which is stress. We learn that stress is good, but we need to know how to handle it, or else stress will be conveyed into our work and will somehow it will jeopardize our relationships with our trades. Last but not least, we're talking about assessments and continuous improvement. What else? So these organizations, which is Trans-Resources Corporation or TRC, they assess their project managers in yearly basis. So based on these assessments, they will provide a formal trainings such as courses or team building and even in internal coaching. And not only limited to for formal training, they also have informal trainings, coaching for someone, on-job trainings, mentorings. This also will help to have a continuity of improvement in the project manager. Well, next, I will pass the floor to my friends. Haris, it's yours.
Mute.
Thank you, Kasli Zawati. This brings me to the end of our presentation. So to summarize our presentation today, next. Here are the best personality that we can expect from a good project manager. First is openable and pleasant. As a project manager working with a team, we want our team member not too afraid to approach to us, and also to have a good cooperation between the project team. Second one is sharing knowledge. As a good project manager, they must have a desire to coach other people and want to share knowledge and experience that he or she has. The third one is delegate responsibility. As we know, a project manager handling a lot of projects at one time. Project manager, he or she must take control of their work and people on site. And the last one, a very focused person. Of course, working with a challenging environment, the project manager must aware and focus on what happened around their work. Skills and knowledge. As professional, skills and knowledge are important as a project manager. As mentioned by Kas, what is soft skill and hard skill? Here is the best skill and knowledge that a project manager needs. That's what the first one is technical ability, to have a knowledge in technical aspect in their area of work. And the second one, to have a communication skills. A project manager must have a good communication. Members on what have been discussed. And the third one, leadership skills. As we know, project manager is a project leader in a team. So this leadership skills is important to control like people and work. And the last one, decision-oriented person. Making decision in project management is challenging. A good project manager must be precise and effective in making decisions. However, despite that, there is certain personality that we seen lack in a project manager. The first one is learning to accept or learning to changes, which means by the old style project manager is mostly have their own working method. He or she comfortable with their own method. For example, with the IR 4.0, the construction become more to technology-wise. As we can see, BIM is still lacking in practicing among the project manager. So a good project manager must able to accept with this kind of changes in the future. The second one is respect people opinion. A project manager must be able to accept people's opinion despite how much experience he or she has. And now I pass to Ami.
Ami, the floor is yours.
So, before we close our presentation and open for Q&A from all of you, we would like to share our take back and recap on our study of the assignment subjects. So, the best project manager, a creative leader with practical thought process, motivate and excites people through ideas without losing sight of bigger pictures, empower teams to apply their ideas, perspective. Everybody is a intuitive quality of great project manager. So, I will be passed to Nadia.
Based on our research regarding the personality of a project manager, I can conclude that being a project manager, it requires full responsibilities, commitments, and positive traits in order for the project to be successful and make sure that your teammate is working efficiently to achieve their goals and objectives. It takes a great team mentality in the construction industry to create something great, but it also takes a great manager to direct everyone towards a successful project.
Well, becoming project manager are not only required to face the physical and mental challenges. It's also required to face challenges in personality. Project manager has to learn to embrace the dynamic challenges and convert them into become a lifetime lesson as part of the experience that they can learn, they can manage the project in a more mature way.
Okay, on my side, I think personality is in project manager is important as it influence how we work, how we manage work, subcoordinate, and ourselves. And of course, a good project manager must be able to coach other people, easy to approach, and dedicated to work. Hence, we open for any feedback and query from the floor, and we will be delightful to answer them at our best knowledge. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum everybody.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.